Up on the top here, I have just basic medical needs: hydrogen peroxide, alcohol swabs, Neosporin, lots of Band-Aids. Down on the bottom here, I have a full medical kit with thread and needle and all kinds of stuff. I don't buy into this stuff too much, but I figured for the mount, some masks. You never know. Moving on, though, is basic food, and so I'm going to swing back around and talk to you for 1 second here. One big thing about the pantry, in my mind, is it really has to be incorporated into your way of life. If you're collecting this stuff for the end of the world, you're just going to take up a lot of space in your basement, and all this stuff is going to be given away to charity at some point. It's going to be, wasted. My way of life has drastically changed over the past year and a half, 2 years. I'll show you some of the stuff I have here, but baking from scratch, a lot of bread baking, and cooking my meals, maybe not necessarily from complete scratch because a lot of this is canned goods, but I incorporate everything on these shelves into my everyday, cooking routine. So I'm going to swing it back around here and just kind of show you. The kids really like, the oatmeal. A lot of this stuff is for the kids and their lunches. Lots of peanut butter. Anytime I see something on sale at the store, if something I can use, if it's on sale, I just buy tons of it. I know we're going to use ketchup. Ketchup has a shelf life of, I think, about a year and a half. These were on sale for $1 each. We use Heinz. They're usually $2 to $3. So what the heck? I bought a whole bunch of them. Lots of corn. I love corn. Right here is kind of a section of fruits, different fruits. I make a lot of fruit smoothies. Top here is, especially here, is tuna fish. All these had a special on tuna fish, so obviously I went a little nuts, but tuna fish has a 3-year shelf life, so we love tuna fish. It'll get used, no problem. Lots of potatoes. Over here, a lot of the basic goods for cooking. Vinegar is over in the corner. Different vegetable oils. Getting a little low on, you can peek around the corner there, but I got olive oil. Been doing a lot of olive oil. Pastas. Let me say down on the bottom here, we have a lot of sugar. I got about 50 pounds of sugar, some brown sugar, about 50 or 60 pounds of King Arthur flour. The only problem with the flour is it does need to be used up within 6 months, and I may have gone overboard on that. So probably something I won't use much if I get this crap out of the way here. A lot of the canned milks, you can only use so much of it, but it was so cheap I just bought a lot of it. Powdered milk. So as you can see, it's not a ton, but you'd be surprised if I needed to make that last, how long I can make that last. Okay, so that's my dry goods. I'm going to swing it back around again here and kind of clean up as I go. This is my freezer. Just go to the camera here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up here, but it's pretty well stuffed to the top. Different, right on top is a lot of the what I would consider not quite staple foods, but underneath, trust me, there's all kinds of chicken and beef and anything I find on sale, goes into the freezer. So moving on with my disaster preparations, you ask, well, what if you lose power? All that. I probably have over $1,000 worth of meat in that freezer. So that moves on to the next part of my disaster preparations, which is electrical production. Okay, this down here was one of the first things I bought in putting together my disaster preparations. This is a generator, but it runs on 3 different types of fuel. So I'm going to zoom in on the left side here. That's a propane connector. So this will run on a standard 20-pound propane, just like you see on your grill. Also runs on regular unleaded gasoline. So basically I can siphon my cars. It's highly efficient. It's a Yamaha. Puts out a perfect utility quality electrical signal. So it can pretty much run anything. It's 2,200 watts. It is capable. I'm going to go over in my corner here. It's the problem with a lot of people with basements. This is my sump area. I lose electricity, and probably within 2 days, there's probably going to be an inch of water in this basement. So my generator is more than capable of running the sump pump. So moving around here, it's kind of hiding underneath all my disaster toilet paper here. So I'm going to zoom in a little more here. This is an APC. It's a server room battery backup system. It puts out 2200 watts of power. It is capable of running my sump pump, which it is. It's actually connected into my sump pump right now. It'll run my sump pump for about 10 hours without recharge. Actually run, and then also this light up here is always plugged in and turned on into this system here. Basically, it runs off of what's called an AGP battery. It's a gel-filled battery that needs no maintenance or anything like that. So basically, that'll run, some lights, some basic lights, and it also comes to this, which is my next disaster preparation item. This is an Ingles cooler, freezer, refrigerator. It's highly efficient. It only uses 2 amps of electricity. It will run off of the battery that I showed you over there and not deplete it. It will create ice. Right now I have some milk in there. We use this as an extra refrigerator. It has one moving part. It's an expensive little thing. It was about $400 or $500. But what this will do is create ice. So if we have a major power outage in the middle of the summer, all of that meat won't go to waste. I have spare water bottles all over here. These can be frozen and thrown into, and basically just use this as an ice box, like the old days. So these are, just some of the things I also keep. I'm going to swing you back around here. I also keep about 7 or 8 20-pound propane tanks out in the garage to use with my generator and also for cooking. I also have camping gear out in the garage for cooking purposes and whatnot, so in the grill. So that's pretty much it for down here. Just a few other things in case you're interested. I passed by it. This is my first attempt at making wine. So I've got about 22 bottles of what I consider pretty decent wine. Also have some basic canning stuff down here for when my garden comes in, which is where we're going to head next. I'm going to swing back around one more time. Okay, we're going to head out next out into the garden area. It's middle of winter here, so obviously you're going to have to use your imagination as to what I'm going to show you here. So let's head out there. Okay, welcome to my backyard here. It's actually a very nice summer day here in Ohio. It's surprisingly 33 degrees and very sunny out, so it's very nice. So I'm just going to pan around here and show you my backyard. I'm going to come back one more time. This is a third of an acre, so I'm doing quite a bit on not a whole lot of space here. So I'm going to give you a quick tour here. Bring you back around. Okay, obviously this is the infamous pool that I've told you guys about. Had to replace the liner this year, or I would have had a 20 by 40 foot by 10 foot deep hole in my backyard. Actually would have cost more to fill in this hole than it did to put a new liner in. So they just made sense to spend the money and fix it. I'm going to swing around. This is facing out in my front yard, but these are fruit trees that are trying to grow. Just planted them last year, apple trees, and actually got some production out of them last year. Swinging around, the big blue thing in the backyard there is my greenhouse. Currently is being covered by my solar cover. I'm going to go ahead and start walking towards it here. This is where you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination. Right now, I'm in the process of building some more boxes. Basically, they're going to start right here and run all the way to the back of the greenhouse. The way I'm facing right now is east, so this whole backyard gets almost 100% sun throughout the day in the summer. Coming around, so I've got this fence, which is kind of hiding my garden, so it doesn't, more for aesthetic purposes. I've got some grapes growing here. Then next year there's going to be more grapes at the other end. I've got an arbor. This is the one I told you about. Can't really see it very well, but this is a wrought iron arbor, just made out of rebar. Just basically bent it over and stuck it in the ground about 1.5 feet on each side. And there will be grapes growing across this